Hi guys, and welcome to Bhangra Chronicles Part 3. Now this is where we talk to all the artists, the incredible legends that are on the lineup for Desi Live this year. We want to celebrate them, we want to show them our appreciation, and I would love for you to carry on watching this to appreciate them the same way. Here we go.
Bhangra to me is all about joyfulness.
ਭੰਗੜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਾਨ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਰੋਜ਼ੀ ਆ, ਮੇਰਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਹੈ।
ਭੰਗੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਕਲਚਰਲ ਡਾਂਸ ਹੈ।
Happiness, roots.
ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਮ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਖੇਤੀਬਾੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਫਸਲ ਪੱਕ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਆ ਉਹ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਘਰ ਦਾਣੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ 'ਚ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ।
Bhangra means to me is like back in school days, summer holidays, going to visit my family in London, Leicester, everywhere else, but massive fans of Bhangra.
Celebration.
ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਫਿਰ ਜੁੜੀ ਹੋਈ ਆਈਟਮ ਹੈਗੀ।
ਮੇਰੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਭੰਗੜਾ।
And also identity.
It's been a part of my life since the day I was born.
Personally, to me, it's part of my life.
Joining fan clubs such as Hira and Diamonds of Hira came out, that just sort of changed my life with music.
Where I am is because of Bhangra. Apna Sangeet because of Bhangra. So Bhangra is a passion and Bhangra is our life.
I became a huge fan. I became a member of fan clubs as well, so I got the merch as well. So yeah, Bhangra means that on my old school days with my cousins and my families and dancing and dancing.
I was born into a musical family and all I've ever had around me is Bhangra.
Well, Bhangra means different things to different people around the world. For me, British Bhangra is what gave us the identity of who we are. And in the 80s, when it was born, it was a different identity to our parents.
Pump up the Bhangra and Pradesi and DCS 1, 2, 3 go.
So our parents were kind of old school Bhangra, and we were new school with all the new sounds of Bali Sagoo and Deepak Kazanji, and it was all the fusions and the mixes of British Bhangra created an identity that was absolutely reflective of who we were.
Apna Sangeet, I have to say this, right? They are one of my favourite bands, right? They always have been. Their songs, their music, their rhythm, the personalities of the guys who were in that band. Now you have Sardara, you have Bhangra, great friends of mine, great buddies, right? They're like brothers, more than brothers to me.
We grew up listening to be honest with you, because our Chacha used to be, he actually founded the band. He actually named them Apna Pajan. And so we were always around the band at our Chacha's house where they used to rehearse all that kind of stuff. So we actually grew up with them to a certain extent that we would see them at weddings, at family functions.
Birmingham massive, I would say. The proper Soho Road anthemic Apna Sangeet, and they did anthemic tracks.
A lot of performances here, obviously in the UK and overseas as well. A brilliant experience.
The names Sardara and Bhangra. To hear those names, you think Sardara is going to be the same and Bhangra is going to be the Munna. But it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Whenever we're on a gig together, it's always a laugh. We're in that back room, in the green room, right? Just having clowning around, having a good time, sharing the tea, sharing whatever's going down, right? Drinks, right? And just having fun, man. And that's what it's all about. From day dot, we've been gigging together for the last 35 years, right? And it's always been fun. And, with God's blessings, it's still that way and it's still going on.
Legendary. Again, legendary, still rocking it. Still smashing out the shows. Responsible for some of the biggest tracks out there. Soho Road, Mera Yaad Bajawe Tol, Apna Sangeet is still played at every single wedding you go to. So again, just legendary.
They actually had one of the best Dol players that's done playing Dol. The way he used to get the crowd reacting to him.
Brilliant. But at the same time, they're probably the most entertaining band from the 80s. Even today, they're very entertaining.
The best wedding band.
Yeah, definitely.
Barnum.
Definitely.
I wanted them for Buta's wedding.
Apna Sangeet is apna, that's why I kept that name. Because everybody can say, you can put apna wherever. Apna Hira, apna Lab, apna Premi, apna Pardesi.
ਆਪਣਾ ਵੀਡੀਓ
Lucky and we're lucky to have that name. Being apna Sangeet, our music.
The music like is natural, and when you're young, if you're natural, you're always miming, always listening. In the early stage, we used to listen from the radio, gramophone. Then slowly, then on the stage, we used to watch other artists. Like in village, there's so many artists like Jamla Jatji, Prakash Kaur, Narinder Vibaji, so many other artists. We used to listen to them on the stage. So that's how you inspire from them.
Actually, when I first came to this country, I studied Punjabi, Gurdwara ਇੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਏਐਸ ਕੰਗ ਭਾਜੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਬੜਾ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੈਜੈਂਡ ਆ then I used to look up to him and also Gurdas Mann ji hana two my inspirations for what I did. The most two important venues that we played with Hammersmith, Pally London and the Dome here. Especially when there used to be the Pop Awards, the whole industry used to get together and it was one big family.
We'll never forget the big crowd and all big competition between the groups. And
healthy competition. We've always, on the stage everybody wanted to be the best on the day, but it was a healthy competition and we all, at the end of the shows, we all used to get together, have a little drink, have a little laugh and have some food. And that was the main thing. Who I would like to perform with if I had a chance.
Sure, why not? Anyone.
Yeah, I sometimes you're lucky. I've shared a stage with Gurdas Mann Paji. I would like to perform with him, Diljit Dosanjh. Obviously the UK bands we've been playing for last 40 years together at various nightclub shows. But for now, if I'd say my biggest impression would be like Diljit Dosanjh and Gurdas Paji, A.S. Kang Paji and so many others, but just a few names. And obviously the UK bands, Hira, Premi, Alap, Milkit, Shinda, everybody.
ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਯੂਕੇ ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਈ ਵੁੱਡ ਸੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਏਐਸ ਕੰਗ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਲਾਪ ਦੈਨ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੀਰਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀ ਐਂਡ ਪਰਦੇਸੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਨੀ ਮਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਝੋਲਣਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਟ ਭੁੱਲ ਕੇ ਬਲੱਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਸੋਹਰੋੜੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਨੀ ਮਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਹੀ ਨੈਵਰ ਥੋਟ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਬਈ ਦੈਟ ਫੇਮਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਆ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਹ ਬਣ ਗਏ ਆ ਵੀ ਨੈਵਰ ਥੋਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਗਟ ਸ਼ੋਜ਼ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਪਰਫਾਰਮ ਗੁੱਡ. So like first album, second album is Tour India, Soho Road, then third album, Mera Yaar Jabe Tol. That's where we pick up more and we start dancing. Before we never used to dance, very rare.
That's where we probably got the recognition.
Recognition.
I mean, I can still remember up to date, I mean, like you said, there was no media. When we first did our show in Canada, 88, and we only did one interview, there was only one station there, Shushma ji. So we did that interview, and when before the show we had to go to the Gurdwara. We normally used to go Gurdwara Matha Teka, so it's a first show abroad. Hope God everything goes well, and we could listen, whispering women whispering at the Gurdwara. Oh, Soho Road wale aa gaye, Soho Road wale aa gaye. That was at least we felt how they do know us now. So it was something very special.
But we never thought as a band that we are the top of no.
Soho Road song originally was for Chirag Pehchan, right? They didn't record it. Jinder and Nikki came with Apna Sindhi because they used to be with Rak Bachchan. And when we was going to record in Bombay, Jinder said to me, oh, this record, there's a song called Soho Road. I said, oh, let's go record it. That's long. And only God knows that. He was going to come to us with that song, Apna Sangeet made the name. Nashe diye band bodale
DCS are used in my film I'm British But because they had a brilliant song called Bhangra Lovers, 1988. So I loved them because they're Birmingham. They really used rock music well, you know, Ozzy Osbourne's from there, right? They had that vibe, but also reggae. They mixed reggae. And I think Shin has one of the best voices in the whole British Bhangra industry.
Shin is incredible, and Shin has now also become an actor as well, so I think he's enjoying bringing song and acting to the stage. Very talented singer.
So first time we done the show in Town Hall. That time he used to sing English style. So then when
white hair as well.
Yeah, that's white hair. So then he start Bhangra. So as an artist, he's very technical. He's very
versatile singer.
He's like a versatile.
Shin's a legend. I don't even know what to say about Shin. Shin's got all the bangers that you used to dance to at every party, man.
So when it comes to Shin from DCS, I think the one thing that we all know is that he doesn't age one little bit. But that's not only by his facial appearance or anything, it's actually him on stage. He carries that same amount of energy as he did in the 80s. He still has that on stage, absolutely has the most amount of anthems. Definitely gives a great stage presence and stage show, man. So yeah, man, definitely one massive person.
My early music influences are Mohammed Rafi, right? I'm a big Bollywood buff, Mohammed Rafi fan through and through. He influenced my singing from when I was 4 years of age. That's when I became aware of Rafi, and I've loved him ever since. First time I performed on a proper stage, right, was in Birmingham at a place called the Grove Cinema, and it was 1 year after Mohammed Rafi had died. It was a Mohammed Rafi song competition. I remember that one. I came second. And Mongol Singh came first. Bugger. Right, and yeah, that was the first time I was on stage, and when the crowd was applauding, right, that day, I made up my mind that this is what I want to do, because the goosebumps were going crazy and the adrenaline was flowing, and I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And with the blessings of God, right, 40 years later, I'm still here. Punjabi culture has always been massive, right, all around the world, right? Wherever Punjabis lay their hat or their pagdi or whatever, right, that place becomes their home, and they embed their culture into wherever they're living. As you can see, places like Southall, Birmingham, you even go to Toronto now, you go Vancouver, right? Punjabis are running the places virtually, right? And wherever they go, we take over, you know? And it's great to see this, you know. My parents came here in the 50s, mid-50s, early mid-50s, and from then till now to see what Punjabi people have established all around the world, and especially with Bhangra music produced from the UK. You know, we're that generation that sold Bhangra music back to India, right? They were our idols, and we used to listen to their music, and we sold Bhangra back to them. You know, so Punjabi people in the wider diaspora have a lot to be proud of. Dil Phir Bhi Punjabi, right? Because that song was written for people of my generation. Punjabi people who are born away from Punjab, right, in other countries, right? And this song shows people that we are let me give you my example. I am born in the UK. I'm as Punjabi as anybody else. I'm as Punjabi as Mr. Chima, who lives in Jalandhar, right, in Green Park. I'm as Punjabi as he is. I'm as Punjabi as his kids are. You know, and I'm proud to be flying that flag, British Punjabi, all over the world. And we have, as the band DCS, we've flown that flag all over the world, wherever we've gone and done gigs. We've been proud to say that बेशक रहंदे हां परदेस साडा दिल फिर भी पंजाबी भावें दूर है साडा देश साडा दिल फिर भी पंजाबी. Number 1. You know, the best audiences have always been in the UK, right? But apart from the UK, I think it's when we go towards the east, right? Places like Kenya, places like Malaysia, Singapore. But these places are quite starved of live music. And when bands go there, right, it's mega. It's mega. They love it. They love it. They love the music. They love what we bring to them, to see the live bands on stage performing the songs that they've grown up with, which is our songs they've grown up with. You know, UK Bhangra music has affected the whole world, you know, and people connect with our music. And I've seen that connection when I go to these countries. The amount of love we get, the way they shower us with love and passion for our music is just amazing. The secret to longevity is not wanting to be a star, right? The secret to longevity in music is to love the music. Do it for the music. I wanted to sing all my life, right? We used to have a big manufacturing business, right? Which I left. I told my dad I want to be a singer. He gave me a few clips around the head, right? And then said, if you want to be a singer, you're on your Todd, mate. Go and do it on your own, right? And I had to leave the house virtually, right? And go and make it on my own. And once I made it, that was fine. Everyone's proud of you then, right? But it was because of, I just wanted to sing at a party, wherever I'd be, in school, in party, in a college, any kind of gig happening, I'd try and gate crash the gig just so I can get on stage and sing one song. I was that passionate about it all, right? And learning from the granthis down the local gurdwara, you know, learning rags and stuff, and borrowing my mate's wajah for 2 weeks and not returning it for 2 years, right? I was just in love with music, and I still am in love with music, and that's what's given me a 40-year career and going on, you know. And it's not the money, and it's not the fame, because when I started, I never knew I was going to be. We never knew. I don't think any other bands from my generation knew what was going to happen, that Bhangra was going to become a monster and just basically take over the world at that time, you know. And we're so lucky to be the chosen generation for that to happen to. Tell you the truth, there was a foundation for us, right? I'm not going to lie, there was a foundation there for us. Bands like the Pajangis, the Anari parties, the Sati groups, even Mr. A.S. Kang, right? These guys laid the foundation for us in the UK. And I'm sure there's people from London as well. Right? I know Kojik Bamra's mom used to sing, and they had a band and all that. And that older generation laid the foundations for us. But then what we did with Bhangra was it just exploded. And it became, like I said, it became a monster all over the world. And influenced so many artists who are massive now.
Beautiful friendship is what I would say about Hira. To see the two guys, you know, Dami and Kumar today, just like they were back in the day, still working together, socializing together, that solid friendship, to me, I mean, it makes my heart feel so happy.
We're like a family. They've got two singers, we've got two singers. We've always been, it was whenever we were on stage in the early days, sometimes we used to sing their song and they used to sing our song. All four of us used to be on stage together. the whole musicians, and it was like one big family.
Like I said, Diamonds from Hira, when my school holidays, that's the one album that we listen to. We totally religiously listen to it from the morning till night, and we even got white trousers and blue shiny tops, me and my cousins.
Diamonds from Hira, right? Kumar and Tammy, Mr. Khazanchi, it is my most favourite Bhangra album out there today. Diamonds from Hira changed the game, changed the way I used to think about music, changed the way DCS produced our music. It just influenced us, and I'm sure it influenced everybody else as well at that time. Diamonds from Hira, my most favourite Bhangra album ever.
He came as a Bhangra band, as a Bhangra dancers, the great Indian dancers. I went to in a separate show. So that's where we met.
The first time I went on stage, starting point was Temple Gurdwara Sahib in Derby. That was my first, you can say just performance. You can't say performance, just like one religious dharmic song. It was encouraging to work more harder for yourself. Everyone was working harder for themselves to give a better performance, better music and all that, you know.
Our 80% of our shows were in Birmingham, so I don't know where this rivalry came from, but it was a healthy rivalry.
There was a big venue, Dome.
Powerhouse was there, Dome was there, that reservoir.
Reservoir, that's right, and Rotters in Manchester. That was big.
So many memorable.
And in London, like Hippodrome, Stringfellow, Le Palais. It was
quite
big venues, you know.
Muhammad Rafi, Kuldeep Manik, Surinder Kaur. Oh wow, there's Nusrat Saab as well. It'll be great to see all those people.
Like we have performed with the legend Jaggi Saab in India, Delhi and Chandigarh, which was great, and love to be on stage. Like you said, 5 of them. Obviously, Gurdas Manji, Jagmohan Kaur ji, Narendra Bibari, and definitely Surinder Shinda Saab, Kuldeep Manik ji, and many more. Yeah, brilliant.
I think it's you see most of Hindi films. There's characters like Chamkila has been picked up to do a film on him. So I think the influence is there, and it's going to stay there. Hopefully, new generation will contribute more. A lot of youngsters are talented, and they're going to give us. I think it's the blessing of Almighty, and plus the people who love us. The listeners, audience. That's what keep us going.
Our fans that keep us going all the way.
Yeah.
And they don't want us to go separate or do individually and all that. Okay, we did individually as well, obviously in albums wise, performance wise, but we prefer more together due to our fans' love.
I think unity is the
unity is the best anyway.
Look, Shinda, yeah, man, ultimate musician, right? You give him an instrument, he'll play it for you no matter what it is, right? And the man is one of the most hardest working music producers, singers, out on the road gigging, playing his instrument. I've seen him working right in the studio. I've worked with him, done a song with him, you know. The most hardest working person and most dedicated person. He loves music more than even I do.
Would you believe it? I've got a story about Shinda as well. Shinda used to also be part of my dad's band, the Shoka group. So from a very young age, I've been seeing Shinda attend rehearsals and shows. And then the years later, I was performing alongside Shinda's band for about 7 or 8 years. The guy is an absolute master in music. He's dedicated his whole life to music. Give him any instrument, tabla, talki, vaja, keyboards, tall. Is absolutely amazing, which is why he's called the Music Man. And it's going to be fun to play alongside Shinda again after all these years.
Beautiful combination of Bhangra and Bollywood. That's what he did. I used his song in my film It's a Wonderful Afterlife. And I love that he was trying to bridge that gap for me at that time between Bollywood and here, while still keeping it real. Great voice.
So Shinda is the Indian Dr. Dre, the music maestro man. Without him, people from my generation, musicians, bands, we wouldn't even know about Dolki Tabla, the way he played it, the way he performed it, the way he recorded it. For me, he's just the Don, the music man. And I'm so happy he's on this gig.
सामने मोड़ वाले ना जायो सिखर दोबारा कुड़ी लुटदी है सामने मोड़ वाले ना जायो सिखर दोबारा कुड़ी लुटदी है लाल गुलाबी बुलियां नू जद दंदां विच कुटदी है सामने मोड़ वाले ना जायो सिखर दोबारा कुड़ी लुटदी है सामने मोड़ वाले ना जायो सिखर दोबारा कुड़ी लुटदी है.
My influences are my late brother Mohan Singh the Great, and I remember being at school and sometimes used to take me along, you know, and at that time the music scene was like you had a harmonium, accordion player and 2 singers and 1 dholak player and 2 singers because it was continuous music, no breaks, so you needed 2 singers, kind of you sing a few songs and the other singer would sing a few songs, and it'd just take me, you know, and I'd just play tabla. I didn't used to have a mic, and I mean I used to just enjoy for the coke and the crisps and the truth, you know. It was a good outing for me, but cherish them moments now, you know. At that time, I just like to say the groups at that time. My brother's group was Nirmana group. You had a Shoka group, Seva Singh Matharu, Balwinder Safri ji, Ratan ji, Ustad group, and Ram Lavaya, the Ram Kishan Mehta, very famous singers. And so Anari Sangeet Party. So these were the main groups, and you had the living legend of A.S. Kangadi. So these were the kind of groups, and there was many groups, man. At that time, it was like if you got a wedding, yaar sade bande gaande unhon nu satna. Sometimes we'd go to weddings and there'd be 2 groups, and we say, "What's this, man?" The lady people called one people, and so they'll just half. But it was all love, you know. That's what music's about. So I cherish them moments, man. I've been very lucky because I started going with a lot of singers. You know, since I was small, I always loved music, and I always say, the best thing in the world is music, man. I love it so much. And people say instruments. I said the folk instruments, especially the tabla. What a beautiful sound. When you just play da. I'm saying that kind of sound I never heard. Something is beautiful and something is better than beautiful. That's tabla, man.
ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਨਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਹੁਸਨ ਕਵਾੜਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਬਟਾਲਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਏ ਤਾੜੀ ਲੱਕ ਹਿੱਲਦੇ ਨਾਲ.
When I was small, I was quite sharp. Because my brother taught me, then I learnt of Kuldeep Singh Matharu ji and Mere Ustad ji, Ajit Singh Matlashi ji, and then I learnt Tol from the gold medalist Lal Singh Patti ji. So if someone, say a group like for instance a Shoka group, they couldn't find a Tulki player or a Baja player, they go, "Pi Moni the boy nu le jo, pi oh vyarega." So I used to fill in, like, you know, and I used to love it, you know. So I used to go with a lot of groups. Balwinder Safri ji, sadly, God bless his soul, what a singer. I just like to say, my favourite singer from UK, Balwinder Safri. So I went with him many shows, you know. Canada, I went first time with Balwinder Safri. And the legendary Kuljit Pambra and his brothers were with us at that time. So just remembering these great people, you know. So I played with when I started playing as a musician, then I started playing in recordings because that was a new experience. And I remember the first recording I played, it was a live recording. There used to be live musicians, you know, 8 people, whatever, 5 people, and they sing, and you sing it straight there, and that's it, the song's done. And my brother took me, and there was a tabla player, dholak player, and S. Mindra, he was doing the music. Sadly, he's passed away as well, great music director. So my brother says to me, "Tu edda kar, nikka jiha piece vijana tu, dhol te. Da gida da, ding nak ding da tirikir tik ta. Inna hi vijana." I said, "Paji, ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ vijana." No. So they stand me in the middle of the room because there's no mic. Dhol was very loud. People just never play the dhol with singers because it was too loud. So I'd stand it in the middle of the room and I played this little piece and he goes, "Don't move and don't make a noise." And I played that little piece and I just stand till the song finished. I started playing as musicians, you know, if someone stole, I'd go play tabla with someone and they say play a bit of harmonium and I play that and they say, "Can you play a bit of keyboards?" And I play that for them as well and they go, "Can you do some back vocals?" I said, "I'd do that." And I used to charge them extra money. I just loved music, you know what I mean? So sometimes I go there and I'll do half the song for them, you know what I mean? So, but just for the love of music. And they was all my big brothers and elders, so like I say, I love music, man, and anyone who's associated with music, I love them and I love everyone. Music is the message of love. That's what it means to me. And there's no big thing. It's just a message of love and you're spreading the love.
सच्चे पातशाह दी ओट पहले तक के फिर तुर पईए असी लोड चक के ओ सच्चे पातशाह दी ओट पहले तक के फिर तुर पईए असी लोड चक के आगे कर तो दूर जुदाइयां करदे रहंदे सख्त कमाइयां कर तो दूर जुदाइयां करदे रहंदे सख्त कमाइयां सोने पुत्र मावा दे जिउंदे रहन टरक्का वाले जिउंदे रहन टरक्का वाले
You see, music is like, it's never ending. So playing with his, I always used to, you know, when I started off as a tabla player, I used to play with ghazal singers and my ustad, the late Baldev Narangji. I just like to say, if anyone wants to hear Baldev Narangji, put in the YouTube, Professor Baldev Narangji, the Gana suno, kya cheez hai Gana. So since I was a little kid, one of his students used to live in Handsworth, Akbal ji, passed away. See, it makes me a lot of sad. These people that I'm mentioning, half of them ain't even here, you know, but I still remember them and the love they showed me and the love they had towards music. So you have to acknowledge that always. I think the new generation, they don't know about these things. Because at that time, we used to go every week to learn from Ustad Ajit Singh Matalashi ji, once a week, you know, and write the lesson down. There was no phones then, you know what I mean? So you write the lesson down and then I'll be coming back on the bus and I'm trying to revise it, you know, and then I go next week and he might say, "It's not right, go practice another week." This kind of thing, you know. See, Punjabi culture is from the roots, man. It's always been, folk music has always been there. Don't matter if it's Rajasthan, Punjabi folk music, it's always been there. So when it got refined, it came to classical music, but folk music's always been there. So when you hear these folk tunes, they're in the people's hearts for many, many centuries. You can never get them out. So it's always going to be, if you get a film song, they want the Punjabi beat, especially the dhol, because that's the Bhangra beat, you know, proper. And Baki Punjabi, koi bhi function hobe, if you don't have Punjabi songs, you can't really dance. So Punjabi music is very popular in all over the world. In English people, when you hear Punjabi MC, you know, Lab Janjua ji, the song, and the people go crazy. So they love the Punjabi, the music, the tunes, the tumbi sound, they like that as well. So it's great, you know. I always loved folk music and I still love it now, but then sometimes you want to change it a bit. Even my tracks, a bit of hip-hop, dancehall, fusing them with Punjabi tunes, and people love that kind of thing. They're all kind of doing that now, you know. And especially my style of singing fast, people call it rap style, whatever. You got a lot of people who are doing that kind of flow, which is good.
ਬੱਲੇ 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 ਓਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਓ ਬੱਲੇ 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 ਹਾਂ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਓਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਓ ਬੱਲੇ 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 ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਲੋਕੀ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਵਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਲੋਕੀ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਵਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਲੱਖਾਂ 'ਚ ਪਛਾਣੇ ਜਾਵੋ ਕੱਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਓ ਬੱਲੇ 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 ਆ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਓ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ
Pola, full of heart, full of love for his culture, for who he is, and has always kept it very, very real with meaningful lyrics.
Malkeet Singh. I think Malkeet, right, has to be right, just kind of killed the whole scene, right? It smashed, it showed what Bhangra can do on an international level. It can just break down barriers everywhere and it can just take over the world, and that song basically did, you know, he just killed it with that song. Bollywood, I think that was probably the first time that Bollywood came knocking on the door and, you know, using songs from the Bhangra industry, and Tutak Tutiyan must have been about what 10-15 Bollywood films I think as well. So, you know, that's a great song. It made my man.
ਸਾਡੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਫਸਟ ਕਸੈਟ ਤੇ ਮਲਕੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਫਸਟ ਕਸੈਟ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਵੀਕ ਦਾ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸਾਡੀ ਟੇਪ ਵੀ ਹਿੱਟ ਗਈ ਔਰ ਇਹਦੀ ਟੇਪ ਸੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਗੁੜ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ, ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਟੇਪ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਗੁੜ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਇਹਦੀ ਸਿੰਗਿੰਗ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਸੀਗੀ, ਸਾਡਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਸੀ। ਉਧਰ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਿਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਇਹਦੀ ਟੇਪ ਆਈ ਇਹਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਨਾਂ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਟਾਈਮ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੰਬੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਟੂਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ, ਹੀ ਡਨ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਰਮ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਗਰਮ ਜੀ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਹਿੱਟ ਗਈ, ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਉਹ LP ਹਿੱਟ ਗਿਆ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ 'ਚ। ਤੇ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਨਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ।
I'm so happy to see how that song that I used when Jasminder's cleaning her boots and crying, you know, that Kadi Pullina Apna Desh Apna Punjab, that is used constantly in TikToks these days and on Insta, and because it was so heartfelt. Now, no Gora watching that film knew the meaning of that. So for someone like me to put that in, that was absolutely put in for Apne, right? Because if I'd subtitled it, it wouldn't have worked, because the Goras were going, why is she crying about her homeland? Because it wasn't about her homeland, it was just us acknowledging how important it was to hear our version of Bhangra in that context of a British Indian girl from Southall who has a dream, you know. So it just spoke on so many levels.
King, like, I don't think people actually understand and realise, me as a DJ, see it, like how many songs that guy actually released and how many bangers he's actually got. You know, you don't actually sit and actually take in the amount of music and the amount of albums he's done, and all of them have got hits and hits after hits on them.
I respect him a lot because ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੌਇਸ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲਿਰਿਕਸ ਚੋਇਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਟਿਪੀਕਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਉਹਦੀ ਲੁੱਕ ਵੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਪਰਸਨੈਲਿਟੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। So I respect him in that case as an artist, as a personality wise. Haripa! Haripa! Haripa!
ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਫੋਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਚੰਗਾ ਵੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਲੰਘਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ। ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸਾਰਾ ਟੱਬਰ ਇੱਕ ਥਾਂ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਹਰ ਰੂਮ 'ਚ ਇੱਕ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਸਾਰਾ ਟੱਬਰ ਵੀ ਅੱਡ ਅੱਡ ਹੀ ਬੈਠਾ ਆ। ਅਤੇ ਵੀਕਐਂਡ 'ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਮਹਿਫਲਾਂ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ, ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਢੋਲਕੀ ਕੱਢ ਲੈਣੀ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ। ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਹੁਣ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ, ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਗਿਆ। आई थिंक जिदा म्यूजिक है इट्स लाइक फैशन मीन कि कभी कदे कदे कुछ कोई चेंज होंदा रहिंदा आ। सम टाइम कालर वड्डे आ जांदे आ, सम टाइम पेंट दी मोहरी थोड़ी खुली हो जाती है। इट्स द सेम थिंग, यू हैव टू ना नाल टाइम दे जाना चाहिए। म्यूजिक चेंज होंदा रहिंदा है। सो वी स्टार्ट विद द फोक म्यूजिक, दैन आफ्टर दैट थोड़ा रीमिक्स म्यूजिक आया, दैन आफ्टर दैट फिर म्यूजिक जिहड़ा फोक आया। सो नाउ रैप का बहुत आया जिद्दां रिवाज आ, एंड होर चीज़ां बहुत चेंज होईयां। सो बहुत कुछ, बट आई डू लाइक लॉट ऑफ तजर्बे बहुत असीं कीते म्यूजिक दे विच। दैट्स वाई मैनूं लगदा जिहड़ा तुसीं वैन यू लिसन टू माई म्यूजिक जो असीं रिकॉर्ड 94 96 विच कीता सी, इस सेम लुक लाइक हुण भी जिहड़ी साउंड जिहड़ी आ ओहदी एन अप टू डेट लगदी आ, बिकॉज असीं काफ़ी एडवांस रिकॉर्डिंग्स जिहड़ियां कीतियां सी। आई प्ले लाइक आलमोस्ट एवरी नाइट क्लब, जिद्दां हिप ड्रम भी किया, फिर कहदा ना अंपायर स्टेट जिद्दां अंपायर च भी किया, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साउंड भी किया, फिर असीं कहदा ना महमत विच पहले ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਡੇਟ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਲਡ ਆਊਟ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਦੈਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੁਨਹਿਰੀ ਮੌਕਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਔਰ ਆਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ 3-4 ਬੈਂਡ ਪਲੇਇੰਗ ਲਾਈਕ ਲਾਈਵ, ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੀ। ਔਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਚੇਤਾ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੰਪਾਇਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਸਟੇਜ ਘੁੰਮਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੀ, ਸੋ ਇੱਕ ਬੈਂਡ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਦੂਜਾ ਬੈਂਡ ਇੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ। ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੀ। ਬੈਂਗਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਸਵੇਰੇ 6 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਹਾਲ, 6 o'clock। ਸੋ ਸਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਮੈਂ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ 11-12 ਵਜੇ ਬਰਮਿੰਘਮ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ 4 ਵਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ 4 o'clock ਮੈਂ ਸਟੇਜ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗਿਆ, ਤਾਂ ਐਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਬਈ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ 8 ਵਜੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਜਾਂ 10 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਸੁੱਤੇ ਪਏ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਅੱਧਿਓਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਪਰਫਾਰਮ ਕਰਨਾ। ਸੋ ਬੈਂਗਲੀ ਮੇਰ ਉਸ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਸਵੇਰੇ 6 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ। ਇਹ ਮੈਂ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਸਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਿਊਸਰਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆ, ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੋਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੌਇਸ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਔਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਸਾਰੇ, ਉੱਤਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਹੂਜਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਐਂਡ ਨਰੂਲਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੀਤ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਆ, ਹਨੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਨੋਸ਼ਕ ਮਿਠਾ ਆਇਆ, ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਬਾਲੀ ਸੱਗੂ ਨਾਲ ਰੀਮਿਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ, ਅਪਾਚੀ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਾਣੇ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਐਕਸਪੈਰੀਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਨਵੀਂ ਤੋਂ ਨਵੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹੇ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਮੀਨਿੰਗਫੁਲ ਗਾਣੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਬੈਂਡਿਟ ਲਾਈਕ ਵੇਕਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੰਦ ਮਾਹੀ ਜੇ ਚੱਲਿਓ ਪਰਦੇਸ, ਕਦੀ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੋਲੀ। ਜਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਸੌਂਗ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਆ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਪੱਕੀਆਂ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ ਖਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਦਿਲ ਕਰਦਾ। ਲੰਡਨ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਲੋ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਉਦੋਂ ਸਲੋ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਲੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਡਾ। ਉਦੋਂ ਸਟੇਜ ਵੀ ਬੜੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨੀਵੀਂ ਜਿਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ। ਸੋ ਉੱਥੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ। ਔਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੰਡਨ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਹਰੇਕ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਪੋਸਟਰ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ। ਮਤਲਬ ਹਰੇਕ ਵੀਕ ਹੀ, ਹਰੇਕ 2 ਵੀਕ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਯਾਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ।
Okay, Sunny.
You want to check all the audio first?
Yeah, it's fine. We're ready.
Okay, buddy. Audio check कर लिया?
ठीक है.
Nah, it's alright. Sure.
So just yeah.
Let's say Rishi Sunak banned Bhangra, what would you do?
If Rishi Sunak banned Bhangra, I'll probably do what Will Smith did to Chris Rock. I'll probably knock on his door and just give him a big 1, 2.
अच्छा ये अपना अपने शो का नाम की है इन केस यू आर
फोन तेरा बजदा तेरे पीछे मेरा बंद कर दे वो कोई गल नहीं ओके इसको ओके अपना गया
Oh, Woody's here. We have to pause this, man. Make sure he doesn't come in here. Nah, he's proper vicious, man. Yeah, with me. I just hate dogs.
Yes, and I'd just like to thank Sunny Binti. He's the best, forget the rest. Don't be cutting this, okay? He's a legend, man.
Yeah, he's a proper 1-5-1 man. You know, later, make sure you get mounted walking Woody. That'll be funny.
And Sunny forced me into this legend. I'm not a legend. These people are the legends, yeah. Shindis, yes, Apna Sangeet, man.
You're our modern idol.
We can't leave anybody behind.
You pick 5 and you pick 5. Let's try and make it.
Alright. Okay, yeah, stand it like that. Go like that. Just do it like a bad boy. Kind of. Like a bad boy. Looking like a bad boy, like style, with style.
Headshot, yeah?
Yeah.
So obviously you're
Am I supposed to be looking in the camera? Oh shit, I keep looking at the camera. Okay.
Go on then. Really slowly.
Then got a lucky break with a local. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's filmed. That's on film. Yeah, you know what? Put that in there. Make sure you put that in the shot, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Take a minute. Sorry. Just start from here. That's what we're going to Oh, yeah.
अपना संगीत को मंडिया सारा
लग रहा है
because I'm so tired मैं बिल्कुल कहने लगा यार
I can hear it going hard. This little fella. Yes, he's on 7.
No. We can't leave everybody.
We need it when.
You could do that like behind the scene take, yes. The Simon really attacked by Larry.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4th of May. Electric Ballroom in Camden, London. And it's Desi Live.
Good now one.
Produce some of these and for other artists. Let's see what his top 5 of his own in English.
Why are you laughing at me for?
Alright, let's get into the mix.
Okay.
If I hit, I'm going to hit anything.
रिकॉर्ड तो नहीं कर रहे रिकॉर्ड कर रहे
कोई ना कितने नहीं जानी Having hot nut from in London, but how do you feel?
Feeling hot.
Yeah.
जी मैं क्या भूल गई
He's practicing for his wedding. He's practicing for his wedding, bruv. You know that. Yeah, हो रहा है ना मुंडा. He's excited.
Sorry.
ਜਿੰਦਮਾਈ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਏ ਉਹ ਜਿੰਦਮਾਈ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਏ 2 ਦਿਨ ਦੀ ਇਕੱਠਿਆਂ ਕੱਟ ਲਈਏ ਇਕੱਠਿਆਂ ਕੱਟੀਏ ਨਾ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਵੇ ਆ ਜਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਕੋਈ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਵੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਲ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਣਾ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪਲ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਤੇਰੇ ਮਿੱਠੜੇ ਨੇ ਓਏ ਉਹ ਤੇਰੇ ਮਿੱਠੜੇ ਨੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਬੋ ਹਾਏ
ਰੋੜੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਨੀ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਜੋ ਲੜਾਈਆਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੀ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਈ ਬਿਲਾ ਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਸੋਹਰੋੜੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ
ਉਹ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਓਹੋ ਰੱਬਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਵੇ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਓਹੋ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਹੋ ਰੱਬਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਵੇ ਗੋੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬਜਾਈ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ
Oh.